All right, so I seeing no questions. We are at item 4, which is the use of force training report from the APD Academy. And I believe it's Acting Commander Patterson and Lieutenant Mike Meisinger who are here to present that. So the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Cass, and members of the board. I'll introduce myself real quick. My name is Chris Patterson. I'm the Acting Commander at the Academy. I've been in this role since November 1st of last year. Before that, I was actually at the Academy assigned to the field training program, and I've been working with the other lieutenants there instead while we're waiting to get a permanent commander placed in there. I'm going to go ahead and try and share a presentation, or if I can get permission to share a presentation that we created to show this. Thank you. So this is kind of our layout. I know in the last IMR, the Academy took a big hit on not being able to deliver any of the use of force training, specifically the Tier 4 training that was supposed to come out last year. With the COVID pandemic and some other issues, we weren't able to do that. However, we're taking that feedback to heart, and we're really driving forward, trying to not only get the 24 hours of required use of force training that we need to actually go above and beyond that, and to be able to deliver Tier 4. Kind of some online training to kind of preload some of the topics for Tier 4, because it's been over a year to about a year and a half since the original first 3 tiers were delivered to the officers. We've got some training courses. These comprise of a video and then a testing portion at the end of the material. There's a 30-minute video on practical application and force classifications for defensive tactics. Those are the actual hands-on techniques that the officers use, such as armbar takedowns and things of that nature. There's a use of force lecture that's another 30 minutes, and that was actually pulled from some of the Tier 4 material. Just again, trying to help remind some of these officers of these principles and concepts that we're going to be talking about, because it's been such a long period of time. There's a shooting on the move video, which is about 10 minutes in length with the test after, and a foot pursuit video, which talks about the dangers and the considerations when officers engage themselves in a foot pursuit. And that's about a 45-minute video from previously approved material that we've kind of relaunched out to the officers. And then one of the new things that we're really excited about is the city has acquired a simulator trainer, and we've got one course approved right now. It's about a 15-minute simulation, and then a 45-minute one-on-one training and evaluation process that happens. And this is, it's kind of like a 360-degree video game, if you will. The officers are able to step in there, and it has a wide variety of already pre-programmed or designable scenarios that we can have the officers run through in order to meet desired objectives that we're trying to get them to do. After that, what everybody's been waiting for and what we're very excited to get out is going to be the actual delivery of the Tier 4 defensive tactics portion. That is 2 days of training. The first part is a defensive tactics, where it's those, again, like I had mentioned before, those kind of hands-on techniques that the officers may have to use. That's a 10-hour day, and the students receive a lecture, and there's demonstration of practical skills, and then there's 2 training scenarios with the use of force interview with the IAFD investigators at the end of those scenarios. In addition to that, there's multiple drill stations that the officers will have to do to demonstrate proficiency in those skill sets, with a instructor there to review, grade, and critique to make sure that they're doing it the right way. Then we move on to the second day of Tier 4, the RBT, or reality-based training scenarios. Again, there's going to be some lecture on concepts. These are dealing more with the tools that the officers use, the 40 millimeter, the Taser, OC spray, the other tools that were not covered in that first day, which is all the hands-on techniques. So after they get the lectures, there's an additional 2 training scenarios to test and evaluate the comprehension of the instructed principles. And there is going to be remedial training that's going to be provided to officers if we need to correct any unsatisfactory performance. In addition to that, so that puts us, that gets the Tier 4 that we didn't get done last year, but we're getting done this year. In addition to that, the officers will also be getting 2 additional hours of de-escalation training, and the 2021 MOU, which is the maintenance of effort training. That's in accordance with House Bill 93. There'll be 3 hours of training for Taser Recertification. And this year, the officers will get 10 hours of firearms manipulation and qualifications during their call this year, which, as you can see in there, it puts us about 36 hours of use of force training, which, again, we're required for the CASA to get 24. With what happened last year, we wanted to make sure not only did we meet that goal, but we exceeded it going forward. Here's some delivery dates on when we're planning to have this training out there to the officers. The videos and simulator training, we're hopeful that has been approved by the DOJ and the IMT. We just need to get them scheduled out and launched, but those are approved and ready to go. I'm hoping to have the simulator training running here by the end of the month, and we figure it'll take us about a month or so to run everybody through that simulator. We have the Tier 4 defensive tactics, which will actually be starting at the end of this month on February 25th, and then we'll start delivering that to the remainder of the department. And then the RBT scenarios will be starting in June, going till November 24th. We're going to focus and do all of the first day all at once, get everybody through that first portion, and then start the reality-based training portion later in the year. The reason behind that is there's a lot of setup and moving things around, and it just seems more beneficial to get everybody through that first day, and then we can transition the staff and the facilities over completely to run that second day. The Phase 1 MOE, which will be starting here on March 15th and going till April. The Taser Recertification start on May 3rd and go through July 23rd. And we have our firearms qualification starting in March on the 15th and going to May 7th.